Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Will McNally. And today I'm back with a very exciting episode of the McNilly Chat. I have Wes Anderson on today, who is one of the coolest guys in the music world I know. Wes currently goes to ISU for graduate school and is studying wind conducting. Not only is Wes going back to school for his degree at Illinois State, but he is also part of the Illinois Army National Guard 144th Army Band as a sergeant. And also, he had been teaching at a high school as a band and choir director prior to his time here at ISU. So with all that, let me introduce you to Wes. So,
Thanks for having me, Will. Yeah. I'm Wes. I still currently teach junior high and high school band at some schools in town. I write music a lot. I play bass. I try to conduct. And I think that kind of covers it. Yeah.
All right. Sounds great. Let's get right into the questions. First question I got for you is, where are you originally from?
Yeah, so I grew up in the town I actually taught at. So I grew up in a farm town of 700 people. My family's owned this bank for about 150 years.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so we've been... Actually, this is the 150-year anniversary. I have a hat somewhere with
Congratulations.
it. I did nothing. So I grew up there. My dad went to that same high school. My grandfather went to that same high school. My great-grandfather went to that same school. Grew up there. I played percussion, and then I... was bad at it. The teacher started getting me on playing the bass, so I ended up switching to bass. And then my freshman year of high school, I was almost failed out of high school. It was pretty bad, actually. Okay. And so the band teacher was like, "Hey, if he plays upright bass, he can go to college." So then I picked up an upright bass, and I've kind of been just like playing upright bass ever since.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it got me to college, and that's
cool.
that's where I'm from. But a really small farm town, high school of 140, but we had like a 80-person band. Wow. And we had a massive jazz band program. My freshman year, we had a crazy good jazz combo. Wow. We did it all. We did marching band, everything, pep band. Yeah, it was fun. Wow, we were a small school, but like a really good music program. But yeah, it was awesome. Small school life, I had 3 band directors in my 4 years of high school, which is kind of crazy, but that happens
I had the same thing.
Yeah.
I went to a bigger school, but that's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was fun. I loved it. I love Rova. That's the school I ended up teaching at right after.
Oh, cool.
But I loved it. That's awesome.
Cool. And you also taught choir as well, right?
Yeah. So I went to college. I got a scholarship to go to a school called Berkeley in Boston. So I did that for 4 years, and then I got a fellowship. So I lived in LA for free, which is super fun. It's called Paul Wachter Fellowship. So I did that. Worked in film scoring and video game design. I ended up not liking it. I didn't like LA, so then I worked for a company called Sweetwater. I did that. I designed recording studios for film composers, which I liked more, but I still hated it. So then I rock climbed in Colorado for about 3 years, and then I joined the Army band because I wanted to get back into music. I was getting 25, and the law is once you're 26, you have to get off your parents' health insurance. So I wanted to get insurance, so I joined the Army band and kind of was going to do that for my career, kind of grow up. Yeah. But then the job at my high school opened up, so I applied to the job. Sorry, it's a long answer to your question.
No,
as the band director. Took the job, and then I found out in the interview it was also to teach choir. They'd never done that in the school history.
Wow.
But they were like, we're going to change the job to be junior high and high school band and choir. So I taught choir that first year, as I know all of my students would say it was awful. But no, it was fun. I loved it. My third year, I actually started a jazz choir. So I was teaching junior high school.
Wow, that's really
cool.
I
loved it, yeah. One of my jazz choir students actually was just an all-state jazz choir last Friday. So I was super awesome. Yeah. I saw her. She was crushing it. Yeah, no, a lot of those jazz choir kids are doing awesome. One of them's at Western and Jazz Choir, and then one of them was actually a performance major at Purdue. Wow. Yeah, no, I loved it. I loved choir.
Wow, that's really cool. I didn't realize you did all that before.
It was wild. It's been a wild ride. Yeah, no, I'm almost 30, and it feels ready to settle down.
That's awesome. You kind of covered it a little bit, but how did you end up getting into your degree within your undergrad?
So Berkeley's unique. You don't get a degree, like you don't join a degree program when you get there. Oh, okay. So everyone auditions, and you're all performance when you show up. So I auditioned. I got a scholarship, so I got to go there for free, which was awesome.
Wow. Okay.
But when you show up, you have to apply to your degree field. I was applying to film scoring and classical composition, and you took a class called Intro to Film Scoring your second semester, and how you did in that class determined who would get let in and who wouldn't get let in to the degree. Okay. And some degrees are really competitive. Yeah. So I did that. I got into that, and then composition was a little easier to get into. You just had to submit some pieces, and my pieces got accepted. Yeah, but I was a double major, so I got 2 degrees in my undergrad, which was super fun, very intense. But yeah, it was a blast, and I was playing. I worked as a studio musician when I was there, so that was also super fun.
Really cool.
Yeah. No, it was a great time. I had an awesome time.
Did you mainly work on student films when you were there? Or?
Student films, and then we would do once in a while like a professional project or an album. I played on a couple small albums. Nothing really huge, but just fun stuff, just small stuff I got hired for. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a blast.
That's really cool. Okay. How'd you end up here?
Yeah, so I was teaching for 3 years. I had to get my master's in teaching to get my teaching license.
Okay.
So I did that. In my 3rd year, I just was kind of realizing I hit the limit of what I knew about teaching band.
Sure.
My degree was in film scoring and classical comp. And Berkeley is not a band school. It is a performance school. So
yeah, sure.
all orchestra and all rock bands, jazz groups, and things like that. So there isn't a lot of concert band or choirs, honestly.
Wow.
The choir work, the singers all there want to work as gigging musicians, so they will learn pop tunes. They learn GB bands, general business band gigs.
Yeah,
so we did a lot of that. So I was more in that world, so I just did not really have that experience.
Okay.
And I'm in the Guard. You can go to any state school in the state of Illinois for free, tuition waived. Okay. So I was applied, and I was kind of really more interested to get a conducting job with the Army. So in the Guard, I'm reaching for that. And to get that job, you need a master's in conducting.
Okay.
And I only have until I'm 32, and I was 28. And so I needed to finish the degree, then apply for the job. Okay. So it was kind of like my last hurrah. So Dr. Mirinello reached out, and I'm a big believer in culture before content, that kind of mantra. Okay. So being a good person and then being a good musician. Yeah. And so I reached out to Dr. Marinello, and I really liked him, and I really liked what he stood for and everything he talked about. And yeah, that's kind of how I ended up here.
Okay,
he said to me, I was a terrible conductor, still am, but I think he just kind of liked my background or something. But no, it's been great. He has been really awesome. And then Dr. Wood and Professor Babarski are 2 of the best people.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I know. I learn a ton from them all the time. So I've had a blast, and
that's great.
It's been good. It's been really good for me.
That's really great. Did you look anywhere else before?
I had a couple schools I reached out and I looked at, but Illinois State really turned out to be the best fit for me by far. I didn't want to go out of state because I serve in Peoria, so that was really important to me.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I looked elsewhere. I just really liked...
You liked here.
Yeah, Dr. Marinello and the vibe that he had on one after. That was really important to me.
That was kind of even like me, when I was looking at schools, I literally only looked here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I completely get that.
Yeah, it was fun.
So, what are your future aspirations with after you get your master's? Here?
Run a pro ensemble. There's a couple jobs I'm looking at. I'd love to run a symphony orchestra, a regional one, or a big band. And then I currently run the Army's big band in the state of Illinois. And that's been a blast.
That's really cool.
But I want to try to become a commander of an Army unit, so that's big on my to-do list.
Cool.
And then honestly, I want to go back and teach. I really want to teach at junior high and high school. I love rural schools. I would love to have another job where I can teach junior high and high school band and choir. I love doing both. I'm
great.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed that, and that's my top priority.
Right.
Get married, have some kids. I'm ready to settle down. That stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So kind of going into what you were talking about with the big band, how did you get kind of into that with the Army?
Yeah, so in the Army, I'm in the jazz combo. Okay. And then 2 years ago, there was talk about starting a big band. And I wrote a lot of big band charts when I was in my undergrad.
Oh, I didn't know
And I played in a lot of big bands.
Got it.
And then so they just asked if I would lead the big band too. And I took that on. And we had our second season this year with the Army Big Band. And we did, I think, 5 gigs last year. And this year we're trying to do 6 or 7. But it's been fun. They've been good. They've been high energy. And it's been a blast. It's a lot of work. We're
sure.
For an hour and a half, 2-hour set of big band music that we're doing but it's fun and it's intense and it's good.
That's really cool. I didn't realize you did that as well. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Sure.
I have a jazz combo gig Saturday night for the Army, and then this month we'll have 2 rehearsals for big band.
Nice.
And 1 rehearsal. I had a combo gig last Thursday. Yeah, it's fun. I definitely stay busy.
That's great. That's great. Kind of covered that. How has the National Guard kind of helped shape your worldview on music as a whole?
Yeah, I think the one thing the National Guard is a lot more active in like performances, and so just being able to rehearse well and quickly and fast.
Sure. Yeah.
There's nowhere else in the pro world where it's like a school where you sit down and practice a piece for like weeks.
Right.
Everywhere else is like 2 rehearsals, maybe 3, and do it.
Right.
And so I've gotten into that. There's a couple things also I've stolen. There's this thing. I went to staff sergeant school last spring for a month.
Oh wow. Okay.
And entertainment concepts is a big thing I've taken. I think a lot of us miss. If it sounds good, that's awesome. But if it's not an experience to come see a show, that's really hard. Mm-hmm. And then also like DIAC, it's a rehearsal technique where you just identify problems. So detect, isolate, analyze, correct. So you detect a problem, you isolate it. So detect something going wrong with the trumpets. Let me just hear the trumpets play that. You analyze. Okay, I think the trumpets are behind a beat on this one note.
Got it.
Correct it. Can you fix this one note? Then you perform it. That's DIAC. That's a really big thing from the Army I've taken. Entertainment concepts is huge. Then also just organization. The Army's big on if you are not prepared for rehearsal, you will not have a successful rehearsal. If you're not prepared for the day, you're not going to be successful. And then also keeping like wellness and aware. I've never been part of an organization that cares as much about professionally developing you. Teaching does not. They have professional development hours, but the Army really cares about good quality professional development. And so that's something I also really appreciate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's shaped me a lot. And that's also
crazy.
We also do a lot of like meetings.
You're
meetings
good.
in the Army about like rehearsals and things we can improve. The AAR, you'll see me do that in classes a lot, but 3 things I could have done better, 3 things that you liked. That process I think is awesome.
Yeah,
and I do that with kids all the time. I think that's a really awesome thing.
Yeah, I know like when I was in like beginning band, that was a huge thing. Was like the 3 things you liked and 3 things you didn't like. So yeah,
that's a big Army thing.
Yeah, did not know that. That's really cool. Let's see what else I got here. How'd you get into composing and arranging? I know you've talked about it a little bit here, and I'm just curious about that.
It's kind of a crazy story. My junior year of high school, my friends and I went kind of through a traumatic thing, and we watched Star Wars that whole summer. Between junior year and senior year of high school, just like nerdy kids stuff, but it was really good. It was really just relieving, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I had to do something with music, and at the time I did not want to teach. I really didn't want to teach. But I wanted to I was watching movies a lot, and I love movies. I'm addicted to movies. I watch every Oscar movie every year. I watch. I love movies. Yeah, I do. I just that's like outside of music. I'm
that's
really
great.
Into movies.
That's
so
cool.
I was like, I want to get into film scoring because I love music and I love movies, and I like all that. So. Yeah, I really just wanted to become a film composer. And then when I lived in LA, I realized it wasn't for me. And so I just kind of kept writing. And then when I got to my first teaching job, we didn't have a marching band show, so I had to write it. And that was really similar to my film scoring training, honestly. Like the visual concepts and things like that.
I was just kind of thinking that'd be very similar.
It was a really weird background, but it really helped. And it really made a lot of things. And also, like, in film scoring, you're working a lot with harmony and texture, and a lot of marching band is that. And so I got really into that. And then I've been just doing commissions for people. So I did one for United Junior High. I just did one for Breeze Valley School. I finished one for Galesburg High School Choir. I'm doing one for Monmouth Roseville right now, their choir. And I just kind of kept writing. And people around here love music. And I think I just kind of developed a voice in writing from that. I really like writing music that's easy and playable, but it's high achieving. After writing for musicians in LA and Boston, and writing for kids, I think writing for kids is way harder and way more fun. Like it's way more fun to write music that's easy to play but sounds good. That is really challenging.
I was gonna say that's a hard thing to do.
But like writing for the musicians in Boston and like LA, like they could play anything and it would sound awesome. So it was like not a challenge. Like honestly, it was just a lot easier to throw whatever you wanted. No, that was I just loved composing from that. If I could spend every day just writing and then doing like guest clinic spots as a conductor, I would do that with my life. It's fun. I love writing. I love it. It's one of my favorite things.
Did you so like with the film scoring and everything, did you like work on any like, I mean, because you said you were in LA, did you work on any like big movies at all?
No, not at all. Just a bunch of very small, terrible video game, like phone game, just like stuff like that. Nothing big. No.
I was just curious.
No, I wish. No.
That's cool.
No, just the grind. I was like the assistant to an assistant. Like I was so low on a totem pole.
Okay.
No, I was very little. Got it. It wasn't for me.
That's fair. Okay. What was like the first marching show You did.
The first marching show I wrote
curious.
was Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Okay.
And then I will say the best marching band show. You know the movie Barbie?
Yeah.
We did a Barbie marching band show
that's
2 years.
awesome.
It was super fun.
Oh, yeah,
that was
would be
really fun and unique. And I don't think anyone's really... I have not heard of anyone else doing one.
I don't think I have either.
But it was super fun, really different. The music was awesome. Dance the Night Away.
Oh, yeah, that
I'm
would
Just
be...
Ken. And then What Was I Made For? And then we did Also Sprock, that opening. Da, da. It was fun. It was awesome music.
That'd be
cheesy,
fun.
but a really good time.
Oh, I'm sure the kids loved it.
Oh, the kids. More people talk to me about that when they hear I taught at Rova than anything else I've ever done in my life. Yeah, it was fun. It was
That's
blast.
awesome.
Kelsey Wicks helped me write that with Cody Appel, and they were awesome.
Oh, okay.
Cody wrote the percussion parts, and Kelsey did all the guard work. They were awesome. No, they were awesome.
That's
people.
cool. How has the National Guard shaped who you are today?
I think discipline and just working hard. I don't think until I joined the Army I realized how much work you could do in a day.
Yeah.
If you just were structured and planned and organized. So I think that was super
Okay.
good. Yeah, for sure, that organization.
You want to go into that a little bit, or?
Yeah, I guess the Army's just really good at structuring things and not wasting time.
Yeah,
and
I could see that.
Being on top of it. And they also don't really mince words. Something they're really good at is teaching, honestly.
Interesting. Okay.
I learned how to... I never held a gun before the Army, and I learned how to shoot expert within like 6 weeks. And that was just
crazy.
Because they're really good at teaching.
Right.
They break things down in a very digestible way, and they do things in a very systematic way.
Interesting.
And oftentimes I think in education we get really esoteric about things.
I was thinking that, yeah.
And they do a really good job of making it like that. And so just structure, organization, and like good scaffolding of ideas.
Did you kind of take that and then apply that to your own
Yeah,
teaching?
oh my gosh, of course. I came into
gonna
teaching
say.
without any education background, so
Oh,
that was a
wow,
really
okay.
weird
That's
time
right,
in my
yeah.
life. So yeah, for sure.
Huh, interesting. Okay. I guess kind of coming to the end here.
Oh, good.
What different types of like philosophies do you take on throughout your daily life, like your teaching and life philosophy?
Yeah, I have a pretty simple teaching philosophy. Show up, have a good attitude, have fun. If a kid does that, they should be able to achieve in your organization.
Yeah.
And so I try to set up the organization, whatever I'm doing, to be that. So I want to make sure I teach all the kids the things they need to know in class.
Sure.
I want to make sure they know what success looks like. And I want to make sure they know how to support each other. And then with my leaders in my class, I always say, lead through positivity, take ownership, and have school spirit. And I think those three things are also big to teach kids in the leadership. And for myself, it's just those things. Doing those things every day and having fun with what I do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I kind of my whole life is kind of summarized into that.
I think that's a great attitude to have with everything.
Yeah, for sure.
know?
No, and it's my mantra. You can ask any student who went to Rovo or I teach now. It's kind of all I talk about. I start every class reviewing those and reviewing like how that looks in our classroom.
Yeah, that's really great. I'm sure they love that you kind of go over that part instead of just going right into the music, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Kinda,
I always try to have a quote of the week, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. That's cool. What are your goals for your life? I think you kind of went over that already.
Yeah, I just want to be happy. I don't know. I don't really have any big career goals. Like, I have things I'd like to do, like run a regional ensemble, go back to teach.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier.
I might get my doctorate. I definitely think I'm going to get another master's. I'm not sure if it's going to be in, like, principling or... that's not the master's, educational leadership, or master's in music ed, but I think I'll end up getting a doctorate. I don't really have goals I want to do. I just want to be the best version of me, be a kinder person. I think every day I could be nicer and kinder and more caring, stuff like that I really care about. Honestly, those are really the goals I'm working on. I think the music stuff and the achieving is a lot easier to do. There's pretty basic guidelines on how to do that, but the being a kind, caring person, like, I think when I die, I want people to say that Wes cared about me, and I don't think people can say that all the time now. So I just want to get better at that. Yeah,
that's great. That's really cool. What motivates you every day?
Good question. I really don't know. People.
Okay.
I just really care about people, and I really care about doing a good job for them. Yeah. I'm not. I really don't get motivated about things I don't care about. So I think honestly it's just that.
Yeah, that's fair.
In kids, like, it's so, I don't know. If you've ever had a bad class, it's so hard to. It feels awful. It feels awful to not help those kids and support them.
I'm sure.
It's the worst feeling in the world. I've literally never felt anything worse in my life, and that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And just trying to get better to do that, and better for the people who are in my life, and the kids I'll teach one day, or the kids I teach now, or the kids I taught in my past, and
that's great.
Making them proud and making my family and friends. I don't know. I just want to make sure I care.
Yeah, make sure you care about people, and you want to
show up for
them. Yeah, and show up for them. Yeah, I think that's great. I guess my last question for you here is, what's like a general piece of advice you would give someone, like give someone on the street or et cetera, et cetera?
Be kind.
Yeah.
Too many jerks. Give grace. We could all give more grace.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Nothing's that serious.
Yeah.
One thing the Army taught me is, like, we take things way too seriously sometimes in life, and, like,
yeah,
I don't know. Unless someone's dying or getting hurt, like, you shouldn't be taking it that seriously.
Yeah, you should almost like live a little.
Yeah, and try. Yeah. And like, you should. That's not an excuse to not try, but you shouldn't beat yourself up about messing up your scales.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Like, yeah, just have fun with things. I think that's a really great motto to have.
Absolutely.
Everything like that. Well, I just want to say thank you again for
for sure.
coming on and everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one.